like you said, she bouncing around going, and you're like, why are you over here? But it's probably because, it's the culture of Hollywood. Obviously you got certain people that have people that aren't really a part of the business dating each other, but
For the most part, it feels like they all date each other. It feels like
right. They
that
they
as soon as
mostly
you
all
you get yes, when you see them get in the industry, they only are dating people in the industry, and it has
right,
to be some some unspoken agreement, some little club, because
right.
it just doesn't make sense.
But
It's
why?
like one
Because
big.
Why
It's
do
like
y'all want to share?
one big high school. It's kind of like one big high school. Don't nobody leave it. You know what I'm saying?
let's put this in perspective. Usher's mom sent him to go with some grown dudes who were in the music industry when he was like however old, you know what I'm saying? Young Bow Wow's mom supposedly went with him, but she at some point he went away with another grown dude who was in the music industry, Justin Bieber. You know what I'm saying? All these cases where these young guys come in the industry and they are basically adopted by the industry. It's
But see,
like, dang, I gotta send my kid out to you
and that's
to
the
make
thing,
music.
y'all. Do you think the parents are sending these kids at a young age out to these guys because they see them on TV, they see them everywhere, they see everybody love them, and they trust them, not knowing that half of them are fucking pedophiles and turning these little young boys out. Like, so then
Allegedly.
allegedly, as a parent, once you see that your child is starting to act different and do different shit and react to certain things, like how, how do you feel? Because at that point, you can't say anything because you don't want to seem like the bad parent who let my child go hang out with these people, knowing that this is what's going on. I
So
don't get it.
Diddy don't throwing the parties like okay, the parties is one thing, but and again we talked about this last time. The party was like promoted. It was like promoted in our culture to where it was the party, really.
That was the big thing.
Wherever.
Bro, motherfuckers didn't feel like they made it until they was invited to a Diddy party. They
Yeah,
if they wasn't invited to a Diddy party, man, they hadn't made it yet. To get that invitation was back then was everything.
Yeah,
That
for a
that,
long
that seemed
while.
like
For a
for a
long
long
while.
time, it seemed like the end all be all. Once I've made it, I'll get invited to the Diddy party. I don't care what's going on. I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm a part of it. I enjoy it. But these motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. Everybody that's going against Diddy right now, everybody that is deleting their social media. Bro, if you're deleting your social media, your Twitter, your Instagram, that means you got something to hide. Because
yeah.
a guilty man
So
won't delete shit.
so is Diddy gonna rat on somebody?
I hope he do. I'm just saying, bro, motherfucker can call him what you want to call him. Say, feel how you want to feel. I am not gonna be sitting up here looking like the nasty freak by myself when all you nasty motherfuckers was in this shit with me.
Yeah.
Because it's
Like,
You
crazy
know,
how these bodyguards can come after the fact and write these books or tell have these interviews, and it's like, okay, so you participated
why
because
aren't
if
these
you,
being arrested? All these people that sat back and watched and condoned this shit. Why is Diddy the only somebody in jail?
yeah. And it just go back into the trial when we're saying they're only really presenting a domestic violence case, you know, and
That's
they're not even presenting a real criminal RICO right now. Like with Young Thug and
yeah, you have to
that was
tie
a
this
that
shit
was a
together.
RICO. They brought multiple guys from YSL that was doing what they was doing. They had a case. They had
Yeah,
a real case. This ain't.
yeah,
This is
this
not
ain't that.
that. You know what I mean? At least from what we're seeing, what we've been presented. Once
Yep.
again, we just seeing a man that has a wild lifestyle in the bedroom and
Hmm.
is participating in some different type of activities,
Hmm.
right? But
attitude.
also, but also there seems to be more there, but I don't know if we're not going all the way there because other people are implicated, and that's what
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
definitely.
You
And
know what I
that
mean?
I think that's the problem. It's not that they want it. They want the industry. They want it Diddy. Diddy is the
Right.
only person they wanted. So Diddy is the only person that they're trying to keep this trial circled around.
Exactly.
Because because once I don't understand how Cassie's not in jail. But she was if you read the text message, she was the one who was picking these people.
Hmm.
She was the one who was talking to all these people.
And like you were saying that earlier, it's like, hold on now, is it just that powerful, that big? He just running that much territory in this fucking world that
That
he got
so
control over all these people.
so everybody is scared of Diddy.
Yeah, I
One
think
man,
that. Yeah, I feel he may have a nice amount of power, obviously in Hollywood, for him to be a black man to actually get to that $1 billion level. We know to be a black man to get to that $1 billion status, you gotta have some type of you gotta have a reach in the game.
And,
You
and
know,
you know what? Yes, no, you're right. But that's why it feels so incredible, like a movie or something, that Diddy out here, a billionaire, breaking that Kid Cudi house, blowing up Kid Cudi car over some,
some bots.
you know,
but my
Hmm.
thing is
like,
this: you had no respect for this woman. You treated her like she was a slut. Why are you mad that she's talking to somebody else?
but he okay, but he a billionaire, but he couldn't hire somebody to do that.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
but
he had to
it's
assert his
the
dominance.
it's the power aspect with Puff, and
He
I
had to
and
show Cuddy that he can get to him.
right, and I think that's where when you, if I'm gonna go down the conspiracy route. I'm
Hmm.
with this, um, because before he ended up getting locked up, there was a lot of that talk with how he upset the owners of Ciroc because
Yep.
Puff
Yep.
was basically the middleman
Hmm.
for Puff. Well, I mean for the consumer and then for Ciroc. They
Hmm.
basically made him the face of Ciroc. These last 15 years or whatever it has been.
Yeah.
He basically was the face of Ciroc, and
While
Ciroc.
saying he owned 100% of it, which we knew that was not true. At the time we were thinking that Puff owned Ciroc.
Right,
He,
right.
he was
Where
a
so
partner.
where so he wanted equity in that bit in that company, and they weren't trying to give it to him. You see what I'm saying? This is all prior
Hmm.
before this case, and obviously that's a lot of whatever. But when you pissing, these are the real billionaires, the people he pissing off. You know
And
what I'm
then who
saying?
came along on with another liquor? Who came along? George Clooney. And they
Yeah,
gave George Clooney the bag. So Puff in turn sues Diageo.
right. There it is.
So yeah.
So you know what I mean? We don't know what type of strings these people can pull behind
Yeah, buddy.
closed doors because they rich. I mean, when you got billions of dollars, the game is different. The
It,
game is
it,
different.
it was
It's
at the point
different.
where they felt like Puffy thought he was getting bigger than the
The
brand,
program, bigger than the
bigger
program.
than bigger than the program, and they
Hmm.
had to, they are showing him that just like Cosby, you can go down too.
And Puffy's whole leg to stand on was that, hey, look at the last 10, 15 years. I made you this amount of money. I got you into the urban consumer, you know what I'm saying? Everyday, knowledge. So he had a good standing if you're talking about just making money, but it was more than money. These people, of course, like you said, these are real billionaires, bro. These people, you just a number to them at that point. You got 1 or 2 billion. I got
But
400 billion.
Diddy thought he was using them to get
I
to
mean,
where he wanted to be, to get that status that he wanted, and the whole time they was using him to get to the blacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Once they had started making all that money off, they don't need you no more.
Yeah.
Because Ciroc, motherfucker was buying the shit because Diddy was associated with it.
The only reason
That shit ain't even good.
Diddy brought Ciroc out and hit the scene, we was going to get it. Because it was something new. It was an alternative to, you know what I'm saying, what we've been drinking. But yeah, I mean, he made them. He made their investment back, and they definitely did what they came to do with that. You know, that business investment. But again, you only gonna get so big with these people. These people still not gonna, you know, respect you in the way that you think you should be respected.
Yeah, nah, they definitely not finna let you get bigger than the brand.
So I
You
think
can't get
I
bigger
think
than
he pissed certain people off, man, and I think these parties and his lifestyle, um, and people do what he had did. Like obviously that tape with Cassie, how that tape just popped up. Yeah, that tape just popped up of him of her when she was at the elevator. And he ran up on her and then pulled her. You know, how did they get that tape? You know, it's like they obviously were coming after Puff for some reason, and obviously Cassie was the Cassie is the leverage in it all. He got paid, he made some money, and now they're trying to find a way to put him away through Cassie. And I just don't think it's gonna work because they need more evidence to actually show why he's being locked up. You know,
Yeah, we did he definitely piss somebody off. You know, I mean, when you get in this realm of sports and entertainment, and you know everybody knows you, easily one of the most recognizable people in the world. Um, you got to clean up all that bad behavior you got behind the scenes. Because at
yeah,
any point they can use it against you, bro. Any point.
and that's exactly what they did. They were holding on to a lot of that shit.
Yeah, how
Like
long this
like
shit been going on?
like Norm said, man, that video was probably from shit 7, 8 years ago. How did they all of a sudden, as soon as this shit started to come out, come up with that video? So who's been holding it? Because we all know that after a certain amount of time, videos on camera, hotel cameras and shit
Oh, peep
get
game though.
deleted.
They got it documented. They paid 50K to have the video destroyed, supposedly.
yeah, yeah. They
Diddy
did say that.
Diddy's assistant paid 50K back then whenever the video
Well, I don't
happened.
think it was to get destroyed. It was 50K so they could get it from the front desk.
Oh, so they can get it from the desk. Okay, well, they paid that. And now this video pop up a couple years later.
So y'all paid for nothing.
Somebody trying to get double paid.
Right. You know what I mean? Somebody did some digging and they try to make sure that, you know, the puff away, man. I mean, like I said, it's more than him and his actual situation with Cassie. And I think Puff knew that. That's why he gave up that money. So he gave that money to Cassie, like, no problem. He gave up that money and then boom, he still ends up getting locked up. His house gets raided. And, you know, now he is where he is and he's on trial for the so-called RICO. But once again, I believe he's gonna end up getting released. Not enough information, and him actually being in a crime organization. They tried to say that there was when they raided his house. They tried to say that there was like some medicine or some type of drug in the baby oil. I think
It's
that's just what it.
always something. Come on, man.
Yeah, it was nothing in that baby. All I mean, we've heard
What?
Cassie on trial saying that shit. They were filling up swimming pools with this shit. And did it just like to see motherfuckers shine.
Filling up swimming pools, bro. Like this shit sound like a movie.
It really do though. It really do.
Hey,
I just think like dude didn't care. He obviously was freaky as hell. A lot of people went through the door to get into Hollywood, to get into the entertainment business. They went and and partied with Diddy, right? You know, there's no, you know, you Cat Williams obviously said what he said in the beginning of the year with Shannon Sharp, and it seemed like everything he said in that interview has been, you know, last 6 months of the year has happened. And you know what I mean? All this stuff then unfolded, and then you have so many clips of Puff doing so much stuff. Like I've seen so many clips of Puff doing just looking back at the history of Puff he obviously
Bro,
was going to.
anytime Puff will make a pass at Mike Tyson, and Mike
Yeah,
Tyson like literally was uncomfortable around this cat, bro. So it obviously was a
right.
known thing.
Right. It was a known thing. People knew what he did. People know how he
Mike
got
Tyson,
down.
nobody was playing with Mike Tyson, bro.
Shit,
Nobody.
hey, what
Diddy
Cat
was
said?
on camera.
Diddy want to buy. Diddy
Right,
gonna get a
right,
body.
right.
Shit.
You seen the Drink Champs interview when Nori, Jada Kiss and Fab was sitting there and he got them uncomfortable. You
Bro, how
know
you call a grown man daddy? Boy, I ain't calling a grown
exactly,
man daddy.
I mean,
exactly.
literally, Fabulous had to tell him, dude, we did party. Like, what the fuck?
Right, but Fab knew
No,
what
we
it
ain't
meant for them.
party.
But Fab was
You
trying
ain't
to get,
party with
and
me, just
then
me and you.
And then Jadakiss, now Jadakiss is just he a smooth brother. He real smart. We already know from the bars and the punchline. He knows what's going on. Fab obviously got that too, but Jada been around Puff since the beginning, so he know what Puff be doing. He just wasn't trying to get all off into that. He been around Puff since 94, 95. So he already know what's good. He was on Bad Boy, and everybody know that their deal and how they were in a bad
Yep.
deal to get off Bad Boy and all that. So
Went on Hot 97, had the
yeah,
big argument with
in that actual instance, he already knew what Puff meant by you ain't party with me yet. You know what I'm saying? Because he been around. So once again, I think it's just a witch hunt on Puff. Uh, he's a freaky ass dude. He got hella pause moments, and he obviously made a lot of people do a lot of things to get into the music industry. And I think he just pissed off the wrong people, and it came back on him.
You think you think he got
man. Puff is diabolical. If the story is true that he had the guys ejaculate on Cassie, have her run in another room and rub the stuff on his nipples,
Yeah,
like,
bro. There ain't
bro,
no coming back from that. Like,
bro,
there's no coming back from that, brother.
bro,
The general public
diabolical,
know
hey,
that.
but I mean it's nasty as fuck, you know what I'm saying? But
diabolical,
why
Papa. I know.
why is this man being why is this man on trial for being a freak? So that's
I,
basically what it comes down to.
I know for damn sure if any of my bros ever told me that, that's the last time I'm talking to that nigga, man.
hey, that's it, man. That's it.
I'm
That's
hollering,
it.
man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to say.
But Cassie, and then the other part of this whole thing is now she's pregnant on stand in a sex case like this. This graphic of a sex case, and you got a bun baking in the oven by this chick. You got to sit there and listen to. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? Why you even come to the
No,
trial, sir?
fuck her husband, man. His kids, did the kids.
Oh,
His mom.
it's a
Well, his mama
lot,
already
man.
knew what's going on. Shit, they kissing each other in the mouth and shit.
It's a
So
lot, man. It's a lot to unpack, man. It's just it's more questions than answers. I know that much.
Another sidebar to the whole trial and the Cassie and with Cassie and Puff. A lot of people were saying that Cassie was
You breaking up, no?
getting the money from Puff and all of that. Also was because when Puff dealing with Young
hey,
Miami, a lot of people were saying that Puff gave Young Miami a lane and never gave Cassie that lane. Cassie had the Me and You song years ago, and that's all she really ever had. And Puff started dating Young Miami here recently, but he gave her a podcast, uh,
Yeah,
put her in shows. Basically,
no, something wrong with your mic, man.
you breaking up.
oh, I'm breaking up. I thought that was all right. Maybe I need to
Yeah,
hang up, come back. I don't
come
know.
back and come back.
All right.
But yeah, with Diddy in this whole trial, I just want to say this is another cautionary tale for you Negroes who think you made it to such a a height that you can do what the fuck you want to do. And
Yeah,
let's just be real. This shouldn't even be something you want to do. This is just too freaky, man. It's nasty. This
that's
is
what I say,
nasty.
man. This is like I think at this point, bro, he ain't a fucking freak no more. That nigga's just nasty.
Bro, diabolical work. Like, seriously.
Like
But it does
he
show
nasty as
what
fuck.
lengths people will go to because she stuck around. She was around for a while, man. She didn't just, pop in and pop out.
She
No.
she was a part of this, but that's why I don't understand why isn't anybody else on trial? Why did it the only somebody that's on trial? Like all these people participated in this shit. All of them. Like they was all in this.
With that being said, I mean, you don't, they don't have anything on you until you give them something. First off, did it? You gave them too much. You gave them everything. I mean, damn. You were out here. We didn't know anything about that video. We didn't know Diddy was doing all that, beating them down like that. But even though now that we do know, it's like, damn, dude, you really still could have got away with that if you weren't so arrogant and just thought that you had made it. There's people with more money than you. Always gonna be
Way more.
somebody like.
Way more.
So with that, I think this is just another cautionary tale. Like I said, these guys get this type of generational wealth and you know make some questionable decisions. Too damn freaky for one thing, too. Too damn freaky, man. Come on, man. Everything ain't about sex, bro. God damn.
Hey, that's all did it want. That girl said shit, they was going 4 days at a time. This nigga gonna die.
Man, crazy work. That's
Hey,
crazy work,
you
man.
got you gotta be taking some strong shit. Welcome back, no.
Yeah, yeah.
You got to be taking some strong shit, boy, to have you going 4 days.
Everything can't be all about sex, man. You'd have made this. You'd have made it to the top of heights of your profession, and all you can think about is just sex, sex, sex. And then you
But
want to
that's
see
the thing.
another dude knock your chick down. It's too much.
Yeah.
Is it is it is it that they just got so much money to where they bored? They've done everything, seen everything, had everything. Because remember, you had one singer that tried to introduce somebody else to mess with transgender. I can't remember, so I don't want to say no name because I don't want to mess up the name and shit. But they were saying that regular sex for women is just boring now because they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
Well,
sex.
Yeah, I think it
I
is. I
know.
think they get introduced to a lifestyle, and they probably just can't go back to a regular everyday lifestyle.
Boy,
You
you got
know.
me fucked up. Man, I'm not finna fuck with no nigga, and no nigga finna fuck with me. I don't give a damn how bored I get.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
ain't that much bored in the damn world.
I ain't
Like,
lying.
hell no. Ain't that
I,
much
yeah.
bored in the world, man.
They
all these
get they
women
But
out here.
Yeah, I think they get so intertwined to that lifestyle they don't even care about what the outside world or what they actually they probably because
or
a lot of them before they even come into the music industry they throw away a lot of their morals and their principles to get where they at.
yeah,
So
yeah.
like laying up with somebody being freaky as hell the way they are they not
That's
looking
what
at
I'm
it that
saying.
way because they already lost their soul. They already lost their mind way beforehand.
So
So
is that a requirement in this style? I mean, in this industry, is it a
I mean, it
prerequisite
comes off
for
like
you
that.
to?
It comes
That's what
off
it's
like
looking
that
like.
when you keep hearing all these stories. Just outside of Puff, like just
Mm-hmm.
hearing how the Hollywood and how they operate. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it seems like you said. It comes off like a prerequisite. So
And
now,
all these guys are deviants, sexual deviants. I
right,
mean, Trey
and
Songz,
right,
Marcus Houston.
and they're just trying to zoom in on Puff. You know, they're just trying to zoom in on him. We know it's some freaky ass shit he doing, but why are we so zoomed in on Puff? Y'all, not to go off the beaten path too much, but y'all had the whole Jeffrey Epstein. Y'all got all the people that went to the Jeffrey Epstein Island. That
Hmm.
shit still ain't, you know what I mean? They still don't be trying
But
to talk about that. They just locked the
yeah,
lady up.
because all that went away when Epstein killed himself.
Right.
So like what really ain't got. I mean, you can say that these people went there, but without Epstein testifying and his testimony, you can't say what happened.
Yep, and then the Maxwell, his madam or his girl, his girl, but basically his madam who basically got everybody to come there and got whoever to participate at that island. She's
And
the one
that's
who
what the theory. That's the theory that Cassie was that at that. She was
for
the
Puff for
counterpart to that
Puff.
woman. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
That she was the madam and she would go and get and get people and all that. So that's why I say it's like
So
a lot of
again,
right.
how did she arrest?
Right. That's what I'm saying. It comes off like there's a lot of missing pieces that aren't being talked about for a reason. You know, it's just, and obviously this is a courtroom. You can't go off theory. You need actual facts. You need
Hmm.
proof of things. You know what I mean? So you just can't go in there and just be spewing things. But a lot of stuff just feels like it's not adding up. You just can't tell me Puff the only freaky guy running around. And then
Yeah.
and then
Hey,
you bring up the guys or the females that got paid to participate in this stuff. But what about everybody else that go to this guy parties and all the stuff that they done did and who they were with and who they might have ended up doing this to or that to? It's like Puff is
Hey,
just
but bro, did you hear about Boss Man D-Lo getting caught up with the tranny?
I saw that.
Boss Man D-Lo in his prime. Like this, like Young Buck, kind of ended his career on that note.
Oh,
But yeah, Boss Man D-Lo been outed by a tranny, and it's just showing that, damn, you just got in the industry, bro. You just got
they
there.
already done turned them out. They already done turned
But
them out.
but but
It's
yeah,
it's
but
a
Damn.
once again, it goes back to like you said. It comes off like this stuff that we grew up to, and this music and the entertainment is like like you said, a prerequisite of things that you may have to be cool with
Mm-hmm.
or to get down with. And things
Mm-hmm.
that you definitely have to be cool with being humiliated in a lot of
Mm-hmm.
sets, in my opinion.
if
You know.
if
The
that what
the
it
boy
takes.
Shabuzi, they just humiliated Shabuzi at the Met Gala. He had to wear some women clothing type shit because
Yeah.
he's the next country
If,
black guy.
if
Right.
that's what it takes for me to make it, bro, then I'll never be considered rich in their world because I ain't finna put on no fucking dress. Ain't no nigga finna dig in my asshole, and I ain't finna dig in no other nigga asshole, and I'm damn sure ain't finna fuck with a tramp. Like
Thank
y'all
you.
niggas is sick, bro.
Because how do you get up? My thing is, as a man, how do you get up in the morning and just look in the mirror?
Hey, they
I
don't.
don't.
Shit, these motherfuckers ain't looking at no mirror no more.
They not. They can't have no mirror in the damn crib because ain't no
Hey,
way.
Man,
You
it's
know.
got to
hey,
be something damn near demonic, bro. Ain't no
hey,
way.
so for
Yeah,
the Game
man.
Changer podcast to take off, man, and we can get to that level where we making money, man. One of y'all gonna have to make that sacrifice, bro.
No, you gonna have to make that motherfucker. You gonna have to
Nah.
make that motherfucker up and it ain't getting made. Goddamn, hell no.
we could.
Hey,
We
Cause
could. We
that
could.
shit is,
we could just chop it. We
man.
could just chop it on here, man. I'm good, man. I'm gonna find my other way to make some money,
hey,
man. I ain't
listen,
gonna.
man. I already reached out to the Illuminati. I told them I ain't doing no freaky shit, but I got a couple motherfuckers I can sacrifice. Shit.
Cause damn, that's
But
what I mean.
hey,
That's what it. I
it's
mean,
looking
that's what
like.
it. But I mean, that's what it comes off like. There's guys they're on YouTube or they're doing their thing, and boom,
You think?
it just seems like their whole thing just turns up. It just seems
Do
like
we think that Trippy Red wanted to turn into a demon? What his name? My boy Duke. Then what his name? Duke. What was it? He turned his name to Lucifer or Lucifer.
Ooh,
You you know the boy Crunk ain't dead.
Oh,
Rapper. Duke
oh, Duke Deuce.
Duke Deuce.
Yeah, from
He called
Memphis.
himself Lucifer. Yeah, and like I don't think like Trippie Red or even who was that? What's the boy who with Kanye from Atlanta
Playboy
turned
Cardi.
into a demon? Playboy Cardi turned to a demon. Like what is it about all this demon imagery and all these sex parties and all this whole shit? Like, come on,
Yeah.
man. When you grew up, if you grew up like anybody, you know, of course you probably had a fantasy of a couple women, a few women. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
ain't had
what man?
no you know, but who thinking of having sex parties with all genders and all of this extra shit and all this like that
Yeah.
sounds orchestrated. You know what I'm saying?
It, it,
That don't
Right.
sound
it
like it's just
almost
organically something that you came up with.
it
Yep.
almost makes you scared to want to even be in the industry. Period. Because it
Yeah.
seems like in order to make it, you gotta sell your soul, and I ain't selling
Mhm.
my soul.
And
Mhm.
now, do we look back in in music history? Do we look back differently that J. Cole ended up getting a fight with Diddy over K Dot? Diddy trying to
Are you sticking
pour
up for
some
your
drink
man?
and pour some and humiliate K Dot, the same nigga who ended up calling out all the rappers, including J. Cole, and
Mhm.
then specifically calling out J. Cole and Drake together. But this the nigga
Mhm.
who got the fight with Diddy years ago in your defense, which is
Yeah.
another thing. Sound like a fucking
So
movie.
K Dot mad because J Cole giving Drake that asshole now. That's what it's all boiling down to. Diddy was mad because K Dot said that he was already sleeping with Drake, so you can't have none. So Diddy was like, "Oh, don't nobody get no asshole without me getting some first."
But Diddy was basically the industry boogeyman, bro. Straight up. Like we
Mhm.
know this now. This ain't
Hey,
even nobody
listen,
you know trying to think up something to make up anything. We know now that Diddy was the fucking boogeyman in the
man,
industry, bro.
he
Yeah.
was like Candyman, bro. You scared to say his name 3 times, shit,
Mhm.
nigga. Hey,
Mhm.
but now they ain't scared to say it. He locked up, shit. Diddy can't touch me now. No Diddy. I was at those parties, but I left before this. No, nigga, you was in them back rooms too.
Yep.
And if I was Diddy, I'd be throwing names out there. Jay-Z was in there with me, but
Diddy
now we ain't cool.
actually was moving around LA when Death Row was out. Like he
Yep.
still like Diddy kind of was a gangster, bro. Like
He was
are
a
we kind of
puppet
sleeping?
master.
Are
Yeah.
we
That's what I was
sleeping
saying.
on Diddy?
That's what I was saying to my bro the other day. I'm like, man, this whole time, Puff had the image, he let Big be the, Big and other people and Bad Boy, be he let them market them and promote them as the gangsters. But the whole time, you know, Puff was the one really behind the scenes
The puppet
That's what it's
doing,
looking like.
and when you think about it though, I mean, just for one example, let's go to the band. He made them niggas walk
walk to get a
from,
cheesecake.
yeah. You
Man,
made them walk
to
in New York terms, walking from Harlem, I think that's where they're at, to Brooklyn. That's walking like, that's walking on the interstate to the next
Hey,
city.
nigga, that ain't no little walk, boy. That
Nah.
and
hey,
then that was just to exact some power on you. That's just to like show you that I can make you move like a chess piece, like
the
Right.
pup. So listen,
something sick. That's sick,
Right.
man.
hey,
So
so
he
I
did
Kelly.
that.
Oh, go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, he did that with the cameras on. No problem.
With
Exactly.
the cameras on, you right. That was with the
So
cameras on,
I
Right.
Kelly around here was calling himself the Pied Piper, but Diddy is the real Pied Piper.
man.
Diddy is the
It's like it was
motherfucker.
the worst kept secret, but at the same time, we didn't know everything. But now that we know more, it's like, wow, what the?
And you
These
know
last
what?
15 years look different now.
And this is the whole, and you know what the whole equalizer of all of it is, and why we know so much about what's going on. Just in general, with how the elite and how the Hollywood and the entertainment and how all these people move in the world is the internet. The
Yeah.
internet is what changed all of it. Because when we was younger, we would just see what was on the television. We could only
Boy,
we could
Yep.
only get we
listen,
could only we could only get that, and we could
I don't
only
know
take
about
our
y'all, But I wanted to be a part of a Diddy party before I knew what a Diddy party was actually about. I
Right,
think everybody wanted to go to a Diddy party because shit, that's
right,
all we heard
Hell
about.
yeah.
Don't
right.
nobody
We
throw
thought
parties.
no,
Ain't no party like the Diddy
we
party.
thought we thought a Diddy party was gonna be like goddamn the tip drill video. Now
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, hey, sign me up.
Yeah,
Sign me up, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
yeah.
But
Hey,
nah.
we didn't know a Diddy party was them niggas getting the drill of a tip. We didn't know all this shit. Oh, we wanted to be a
We
part of
thought
that
it was a
motherfucker.
tilt drill video, bro. We
Yeah,
thought it was gonna
shit.
be Melissa Ford's walking through there, motherfucking Buffy the Bodies walking through that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like that's
Hey,
what
look,
we thought of a Diddy party.
it was a whole
So
Yep.
bunch of buff bodies walking through there, but it wasn't Buffy. These motherfuckers right here,
It
they
was
was getting the
buff.
okay,
It
wrong
was
okay.
tip.
buff. It was buff the man, the body.
These motherfuckers around here taking the wrong tip.
But and then now you look back at some of these, viral moments when Diddy had that big ass bed in his backyard. That shit look different now.
Pause.
Now that we
Pause.
know what the fuck, we know
Right.
what this man was doing now. It's like, wait a minute,
Right. Right.
that
And
was something. He was showing us.
that's the
See that?
thing. I don't think in the moment when you're that power hungry and when you're that full of yourself and your ego is so inflated, you don't realize what you're doing when
He
you're
thought he was
doing all this
untouchable.
you're doing all this recording. And like I said back then, I don't think obviously these people did not know the internet is going to be what it is today. Now you can cut all these clips up, all this stuff you done did that you done recorded, and you can just throw it online. And then you can be like, yep, suspect, yep, suspect, yep, suspect. So you
But
just looking
also,
crazy. You just
a
looking
part of
raw.
this, is a part of this is the elite do think that we are like sheep or cattle. You know what I'm saying? So they think that people just are just dumb. And they won't think to put the clues together. Which
Right,
at this point, it's the worst kept secret in the world. Like it's like we know this
Give them
stuff
a little time.
happens and exists. And it just shows in our entertainment industry because when you look at black culture, of course, entertainment, sports, and entertainment, that's going to be where we make the money at, right?
mm,
So those that's where our power lies, really. So
yeah,
when Diddy started talking about buying a fucking team, that raised some ears.
Not
mm,
only that, he was talking about making changes for blacks and
Giving a
doing this.
million dollars to HBCU.
Yeah.
He
So
was
so they
talking.
was like,
He was also talking. There's a video. This is the other good one too. This is down the conspiracy lane, but it's also still vital on why he may have been. People are targeting him. He was talking about starting his own political party.
exactly.
Hmm.
That's what I was just about to say. And these folks are sitting there like, how dare you? We gave you all this money and allowed you to do all this stuff, and you think we forgot? And now you want to sit
Yeah,
there and try to act like you the man?
yeah. Because that's what they say. They say that basically all the blacks that we see that get the $1 million contracts, sports, like you said, entertainment, they can do everything they want with that money, but they just cannot come back and build up our communities.
Yeah, no, you
Mm,
ain't. No, don't help your people now.
Right. So the
mm,
so
Take
so
that money and be
so
selfish with it.
so the small hats that write these checks to us when we quote unquote make it. It's all
mm,
good if we go and we buy our jewelry. We go to their designer stores. We go and we make sure that the money is being spent on the cars.
mm,
We go get huge homes just for our families. But
mm,
once you start talking, well, let me go back to my neighborhood. Let me build all this back up. Let me go talk to my bro, back in the hood real quick. He got some people over there we can connect with. I got some money to build
mm.
this back up. We can put these grocery stores up. We can do that starts
We
changing
just talked about that. Me
you
and
know what I'm
Papa,
saying?
me and Man Socrates just talked about why don't we have these black grocery stores? Why don't we have
Right.
black banks? Why don't we have, what I'm saying, these
Mm-hmm.
institutions that you need, you know what I mean?
They
And
Mm-hmm.
it's because of that simple reason you just said. They're not allowed to come back and pour into our communities.
No.
So,
They can do a food drive. They can do the turkey drives on the holidays, on the fake holidays, and give you the you know what I mean, the stuffing and the turkey and get you some Christmas presents out the back of the truck, but we can't put no real infrastructure down. You know, you can't come through and just build up your hood back up and do this. You know, so it's a lot of Oh, you want to use that money for that? We gotta let you go tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of goes. Even though he crazy as hell, that's what kind of goes back to what Kanye. Kanye crazy as hell, but Kanye is probably the one that speaks the most sense out of all the people that are mega celebrities. Don't get me wrong, he just said some off the wall ass shit just in the last month. Like I'm not even
Mm-hmm.
really rocking with dudes like that. He said some old crazy stuff, but
Yeah, I
he
fell off
got a
of
lot
it.
of
But you're right.
but he makes a lot of sense. And like when he went on Drink Champs and he said the things that he said on there, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of those things are what need to happen in our community to make our community go forward, and to call out the people that use us to make all their money, but don't want us to use the money that we make to do anything with it. They want to control us. So
But you see what they did to Kanye? They make everybody think he crazy. Don't
yeah,
listen to him. He crazy. Something wrong with him.
And they
yeah,
actually put him on medication.
yeah.
Like, they actually medicated this man.
hmm So, like I said, not everything he be saying, he be saying some crazy whatever. But if you can't, you take what needs to be said and leave the rest.
Mm-hmm.
You hear the gems and you leave the other nonsense to
Shoot,
where it need to
shoot
be.
the fish. Shoot the fish. Leave the bone.
Right. You know what I mean? So, that's the kind of stuff too. Like obviously, to tie back into Puff that, if Puff was really like, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and you know,
I
hold
mean,
on now.
if he said what y'all talking about, because I didn't hear he say he's gonna
Yeah,
make a political
it's
party.
Yeah,
Like
video.
he has
that's
a
He
video.
got video.
hey, that's enough. That's enough reason right there. Excuse me, but that's enough reason right there for them to come after you
Bro,
right there, bro.
about a month or two before all this shit came out with the Cassie situation, he had just said that we need to start our own political power. I'm finna try to get our own political parties going, and so we can. And now all this shit came about.
Mhm. Like you said,
Hey, that's
all you
more
gotta
than
do is
enough
say
reason.
that. That's the only thing you
Mm-hmm.
gotta say, and that rings off the that rings off
Mm-hmm.
the because
Yeah,
that means shit. If all the 13% of the vote goes to a black ran a political party in America, that changes everything.
Mm-hmm. That changes everything.
You know,
Yep.
we go out, we vote for our leaders, we vote for people that's gonna do for us. We start building stuff like this. We get a Black Wall Street type of momentum going back in America. It's over
Mm-hmm.
because black people
But
already culturally run the world. Culturally, we can go
yeah,
online right. We can go online right now, and we gonna see people in Asia, people in South
fact.
America, people in wherever rapping rap lyrics. You got Asians.
Okay.
You got
And that
Asians
is
doing.
why you right, my bad. But that's why this is dangerous having somebody like Puff be our representation. You know what I'm saying? All
Man,
about the partying and the party, Puff parties and all this bullshit. Like
oh no, it's dangerous now, but hell, when he was doing it, it wasn't dangerous. We ain't see it as no damn danger shit. We
because we were too young. We didn't know no better. Now we know better. Like
hmm
we were too young to know at that time for real. Just being honest. At that time, no, we didn't know.
man
But
until
now
I
you looking
seen
back at this shit, man, nah. This shouldn't
until I,
be the guys who we looked at as successful. Like
hmm
it's niggas who did real shit who we don't even know. But we know this guy because he, put the beats together and he picked talent. He had an alpha talent, and he good musically.
he
But
had an
should
eye
this
for more.
be who?
He had an eye for more than talent.
Yeah, that motherfucker. Hey, and
Hey,
can
did
you
y'all?
imagine a sex drive? Like,
Hey,
damn, y'all doing 12
but
hours in the studio
did
and
did,
he
did,
fucking.
did y'all not see the that male prostitute when he was on the stand? When he said he can barely hear. So when Diddy was telling Cassie to move to the right, all he heard was, "Ooh, that asshole look tight."
Bro, they brought a nigga in named the Punisher. I said, oh my
yeah,
God, you can't make this shit up.
yeah.
You
That's
can't
where
make it
Mace.
up.
That's where Mace. That's where Mace didn't want to act like he knew who the Punisher was. When that. When
Yeah.
that. What Cam asked.
Man,
When Cam mentioned it, hell yeah, I saw the clip. Yo,
man,
come on, bro.
Mace know it
This shit ain't
all.
real, bro. This ain't a real internet ain't a real place, bro. It can't be. This shit is
No,
crazy.
no, it really can't
This
be.
shit this shit is past crazy, bro.
It is. It is. It definitely is, man. And I obviously like y'all too. I want to see where this ends up going and what ends up happening, because I mean, even with this case, not to segue off too much, but even with this case, you have the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory situation going on right now as well.
Yo, we definitely gotta talk about that. Cause
Yeah.
man, I just got a lot to say about that, bro. Tory was on some more shit too, and you could go to conspiracy route with Tory also. Cause
Mm,
Tory was on some shit showing niggas the game, bro. Really.
And that's where he fucked up at. You
He
tried
started,
you
yes.
again. You tried to get too bigger than the machine, and
yep.
tried to
Yep.
you tried to uplift too many of your
Sidestep.
niggas. We can't have all you
Yep.
niggas getting all this money.
Yep.
Then
Mm-mm.
y'all don't know how to act.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Yep.
Tory Tory, because during during the pandemic, he was doing Instagram lives. The I forgot what he was calling them. He was calling them something. Oh, pandemic radio. So
Mm-hmm.
he was breaking IG records with lives at the
Yep.
time.
Yep.
Like damn near 100,000 people. Almost I don't even know. Like he was getting a crazy amount of people
Yes.
on his lives, and he
I
was
remember.
bringing different people on there. He was gaining a lot of motion. But then on top of that, like you guys were saying, what he was changing the game, he did the NFT album.
Mm-hmm.
So with the NFT album, which now with streaming, we can only get up on our phones or whatever and stream the music. And but if Spotify or Apple don't want it on their platform, it's gonna be banned basically everywhere, right? So
Yeah.
there's no like physical thing, like a physical CD or something we can actually obtain in our hands that we could say is ours anymore with music. It's really
Mm-hmm.
controlled. But with the NFT, he could do, going the crypto route. You could download the NFT straight to your, and you could own, and also you could own a percentage of the NFT, like
Mm-hmm.
so you could get royalties as a
Exactly.
fan. You could do, and he sold out in minutes, like in
Yep.
seconds. His album
Yep.
sold
And he
out.
said, I cracked the code. He did the
Right.
famous live where he talked about he cracked the code and he showed
Mhm.
everybody that we could all win. We could all eat together with this shit.
Right.
And that's what they couldn't allow. So
Right.
that could be said because that also explains why they were so gung ho about convicting Tory Lanez without him even touching the gun, knowing that he had no residue of anything on his hand, but knowing
Mhm.
that they didn't even test the girl. They didn't even test her or she just mystically somehow was absolved, but they were
Yeah.
only looking at him, and it was, the reason. But even with him, he gave them a reason. You out with these thoughts, you at
Yeah.
Kardashians, you doing too much, bro. And then
Mhm.
you with two chicks and one of them got a gun? Nah, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Tory, they definitely targeted him though. Just
Yeah.
as you can say the same for P Diddy, man. And I
Mhm.
ain't sticking up for P Diddy because man, P Diddy at this point, I learned too much about P Diddy. It's no,
I would never
no,
see him the same again.
no,
Mhm.
Diddy. I ain't even
Yeah.
gonna lie, Diddy. You
I
just
always looked at you
disgusting.
sideways, man. Now I'm always
Yeah,
sideways.
he might as
Yeah,
well go ahead, and if he ends up getting free, he might as well just liquidate all his properties, get all his stuff together, and move to Thailand,
yeah. Do the
move to
Russell Simmons. Yeah, yeah.
Just
go move
just
out the
fade into
state,
the
go there,
background.
yeah, go there with Russell, go to
Go
Russell
somewhere,
Simmons.
man.
Yeah, Russell Simmons went to Bali once allegations came up that he
Hmm.
had the plane quick. You might as well just go over
Hmm.
there with him, go live in the jungle. Uh,
But bro,
you,
hold on
you,
now. Let's
you
let's
know,
take a step back. Okay, we know
uh,
they got Diddy right, but let's take a step back. What about Usher? What about Jay
mm,
Z?
mm,
What
That's
about
what I'm saying.
all these guys around him? What about Mace? You know what I'm saying? Come on,
mhm.
bro. There's no way you guys around this whole time and don't tell me the statute of limitations because they went all the way
Well,
back to the 60s and 70s on Bill Cosby.
right. Well, if you want to bring up Mace, was just the Pimp C, the old Pimp C interview from 2008 or 2007 when he was on Atlanta radio. You remember that Pimp C interview? Yep.
We
Yeah.
called out the Atlanta guys.
Right. He was in that interview when he said, and I know who was in Atlanta with the boy.
Mm,
He was talking about Mace.
mm-hmm.
That's who he was referring to.
All these niggas nasty.
Right.
All of them.
Man,
So just bringing that up to say, and obviously look at Pimp C. What happened to Pimp? Because Pimp is an outspoken Southern gent. You know what I mean? Southern man. He gonna say what he gonna say. He ain't gonna hold his tongue. You know what I mean? You
mm-hmm.
know what I mean? He got
Mm-hmm.
hella interview. He got that one interview with Bun when he's sitting in, and Bun look uncomfortable because Bun know what he talking about. He's like, you ain't never seen
Yep,
me and Bun in no room
yeah,
together with no boys.
yeah. And
You
Bun
know
was
what I'm
looking
saying?
uncomfortable because he knows Pimp talks a lie, and he was going against them people.
Right, exactly. And
ODB got a famous snippet, interview where he was doing the same thing, and Method Man was there like, oh shit.
yeah,
Method Man was
right,
like, didn't
yeah.
want to talk too much, but yeah, it's
You
some
know,
outspoken guys like that.
right. When you outspoken like that, you're shaking the boat. But some of these guys have been called out, here and there, but a lot of people forget about it or, throw it underneath the rug because they're a celebrity and they're known and people just want to keep celebrating them as
And
a
people getting
celebrity.
deleted. People also getting deleted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like things just be happening, and it's like, dang. Because if you look at that industry, a lot of these people are dying young, man. We just think
Yeah.
people
So
just
so
dying. Like even Kim Porter. Kim Porter died. She was not an old woman, man. This woman just died. Like what?
and
Yeah.
they all
And
die from the
and
flu.
and with her, that book Kim Porter had. She had that book. She had
We
a
talked
tell all
about it.
book.
I'll be sure almost took that long ride.
Yep.
So if Diddy, you know what I'm saying, is willing to get down and dirty like this, hey, it
Right.
should be a lot more details coming out.
Yeah, and
Hey,
that's I mean,
he tried
obviously
to
that's
throw
what we.
Kid Cudi shit up.
Yeah, I think, and that's all we can do now is just see what else comes out. Because right now,
But
once again,
also my bad. Go ahead.
mm, no, no, go ahead.
Kid Cudi also is nothing but a puppet too. We seen him in the dress multiple times. We
Yeah,
seen him with the color hair. We seen him with the earrings. We seen him with the lipstick. All that shit. So
yeah,
it's hard for me to say that what I'm saying, this shit really happened with him. Because okay, if he blows your car, bro, where is the fucking police report? Where is the what day this shit happened? Like I know this had to be a news article or a news something. Somebody reported on this. There's no way a fucking Ferrari or some supercar blew up and nobody reported on this shit. Maybe they reported on
But
it and we just didn't catch it. But that
I
just
seen pictures of it. It like when we thinking about a car explosion, it wasn't an explosion. It was just somebody cut the roof of it and dropped a fucking Molotov cocktail in it, and the car just caught fire. It never
mm,
exploded or nothing.
mm,
We
mm.
like when
oh,
we be
okay.
saying they exploded, like our minds is going
Okay.
to
Let me know because I don't
fluid shit.
yeah,
Because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I thought it had blew up in the middle of the street too until I recently seen pictures. It was just they just burned it up.
But my
But
point being that Kid Cudi is a fucking puppet. We already know he a puppet for the elite.
Yeah,
Whatever
oh man, bro,
conspiracy they got going on back door, he in it. You know what I'm saying?
man,
He's shown it
yeah,
multiple times.
look
yeah,
at this nigga. He look like he's sucking dick.
yeah, yeah. He
Like,
just,
I mean, he's
you
shown his
know,
allegiance multiple times, so
yeah,
I really can't even say.
Yeah,
right,
kid,
and
buddy.
and he's somebody to me like this is people like Kid Cudi are the people that let me know this shit is not about talent. This shit is about who you know, what you're willing to do to get where you want to be.
Bro,
This
it's so many.
I know 10, 20 niggas in Lincoln that got better music than this nigga right here.
Nigga, I
So
got better music than Kid Cudi, and I don't even rap.
that's that's what I'm saying, bro. So
Facts.
it's like how that's what I'm saying. How do people become so brainwashed that they don't see that we got talentless people in front of us that we call stars, but you got a homeboy or a cousin, somebody down the block, at somebody at your job that got whole 20, 30 albums of fire, but will never be ever promoted or never ever.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Obviously, everybody can't make music or be an entertainer, but
Hmm.
with the elite amount of talent that there is in the world, there should be so many great people that we hear from. But we
Yeah,
got somebody like this in front of us
and then you
that.
think about it. When they go and get these people from these small towns, they they bury them. You don't hear from them no more. Like
Mm-hmm,
damn, dude was raw. What happened to all his music? Where he go?
mm-hmm,
He disappeared
Because
because
they got a chokehold on it, on the music.
and
mm-hmm.
they don't
They
want
want
you
to
to get
control it.
bigger than them. They want to be able to steal your shit and use it
Yep,
for themselves.
yep,
So they
yep,
sign you and then they bury your music.
yep. And they'll just like you said and take it
And they
from
do it while
you.
you're young. They do it while you're
Yeah.
young.
And then if you come out and you say something about it, now you the bad guy in the industry. So nobody will work with you again. Now you blackballed.
Now you blackball. Yep. It's a vicious
But
cycle, man. That that's why the internet right now and the way everything is going is so powerful because a lot of independent people that they might once they get to a certain level, you're gonna get introduced to these people. I don't,
mhm.
you're gonna get introduced to that lifestyle if you're moving up in the entertainment world. If if with your content, that's what I believe. You eventually move up with your content. You're gonna get introduced to this stuff, but I still think it's still great because like we sitting up here talking about all this. That's just dope in itself. That you could sit up and share ideas, and you ain't even got to be nowhere near next to the person. You could be, miles
Yeah.
away, and we chopping
Hmm.
game, and that's the dope part about it. But the whack part about it is when you want to really turn it into a business and maybe go big time with it, you got to run into these people. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Yep.
lame part about it to me, man. It's just like because hearing just
Like
hearing about it.
let's see how people get how do people get famous on the internet? Charleston White doing crazy
Mm,
stuff. 607 doing
mm,
crazy stuff. Aaron the plumber doing crazy stuff. Like
mm.
that's kind of how the formula for like gaining attention in this new internet age, you know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. And we didn't come from that era, so it's like for us, we like, damn, this shit is out of whack. But for somebody born in this era, this is the norm.
It is.
This is the norm. Doing
And
anything
that's
for money, anything for attention.
exactly. And that's why like
Yep.
being in the older generation, being millennials and stuff like that, like and we gotta realize like that's what makes us powerful because we kind of remember a time it never used to be like that. So you
Shit, we
still
still
kind of
remember. We
Hmm.
still remember the time before the internet.
right.
We still
Whereas
remember when computers and shit first started coming out,
mm-hmm,
and we
and,
had
You
dial up.
chopping, Popeye. You chopping, Popeye.
You hear me?
You were chopping, Popeye.
No, I was saying I still remember the time when
Yeah, you good now. Go ahead.
we didn't have the internet, and when we still were using dial up in order to
yep.
chat with somebody across the world. Shit, boy, hey, you had to
Mm-hmm,
wait for that motherfucking dial tone to come through.
exactly. Exactly, and that's the dope part about it. Like you could go on here and bring that side of content out instead of just all of the crash out, over the top nonsense that you see all the time. And it's like it's cool, it'd be entertaining, but it's like, man, that ain't real life. Like every
This is the
day,
way
like
of the
nah,
world now.
yeah, it is,
It's the
Hell
way of the world.
no.
yeah, it is.
And it bring you back to that question of why we ain't got no fucking black grocery stores and no black institutions that we can, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got none of that shit because
Think about it, bro. And I say this, now, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
we just, the tools.
We let all these other races come to our communities and make all our money, and then they take it back to their community. You can't
That's a fact.
go into an Indian community and open up a store. They're not gonna allow it.
No.
But they can come to our shit, and we'd be happy to have them open up a store in our shit.
Yeah.
And we'll pay their prices. But then as soon as somebody we know open up a store and have the same prices as them or cheaper than them, it's still too expensive for us. But we're gonna spend all our money with them when they're not gonna leave that money in the community. They're gonna take it to their community. But we can't do that for ourselves. All our small stores that we try to get end up closing down because nobody want to pay for what we offer. It's too much. They want a discount. But then you'll go right down the street and pay $3 more because they don't look like you. But we once I pray that one day we'll figure it out. But I doubt it.
Well, we have sellouts like this on your screen. You know, some people will do anything for anything. So again, it's about preaching those morals and principles to the young black people because I mean, this is what you're looking up to, bro. Sexual deviance. These
Yeah.
people are like, you know, the worst that you could be looking up to.
They praise this lifestyle. This is what they want. This is the image that they want. They want to dress like them. They want to have the jewelry that they have. They want to have the money that they have. They want to have the cars that they have. But in order to get that, you have to get rid of your morals.
But it's like we forget Puff is like 50 something years old because the nigga hair dyed and keep his hair cut and he got the money. But in all actuality, oh, you too old to be doing the shit you doing anyway.
Yeah, but you see those jury drawings you done put up. You know, he's Snow White now. He don't got
Snow
no
White.
he don't have nothing to
Hey,
dye that hair. Yeah,
he got
there
all
you
that
go.
shit. He's
You
starting to
know,
look his age now.
right. Plus, obviously, all the stress and and going from living a super luxurious lifestyle, doing what you want every day, driving every car you want, going where you want to go, doing what you want to do, to now you in a 6x9.
Filling swimming pools up with baby oil. I want to be if he's in that penitentiary telling these niggas take that. Yeah, daddy.
Yeah,
Who you call the
yeah,
daddy now?
yeah. That's the other part I
Because
was
he's
saying.
definitely a sexual
That's
predator. He's a
that's
predator. He
probably
likes to overpower people.
yeah. That's
Like how is he surviving right now? Yeah, like
He a predator against amongst other predators.
with just the snap of a finger, bro, they took it all from him.
Man,
Everything.
billionaire,
All
billion. That shit
oil.
don't mean nothing.
He ain't got the baby
They
no.
oil
took
no
all
more.
that.
So who he lathering up in jail?
He,
Man,
Who can't
he
tell
pro-
you keep it filled up to rub calm on your nipples?
I'm with you. I'm with you. Your sons got to hear this shit, bro.
Bro, your
Like, can
kids
you
are sitting in
imagine?
the
Like,
courtroom like, damn. But they knew.
what about?
They knew.
Okay,
They knew.
what if your daughter was talking to one of their sons and all this shit coming out? You be like,
Hell
wait
no.
a fucking
Uh-uh.
minute.
Hell no.
hey,
Come on, baby. Let's go.
hey,
yeah, you be
come on,
rushing.
man.
You would be rushing to get her up out of that whole situation. Like, man, you
Because it's
ain't
about
never
to be a
gonna talk
lot
to
of,
that boy again.
well, listen, man, it's
Yeah.
about to be a lot of fucking slow singing and flower bringing.
Hey,
Mm.
If I
it's a
was
lot
these
going
kids'
on.
parents and I find out this shit, boy, we don't need no police. I'm gonna turn myself in and I'm gonna smile on my mug shot. Boy, because it's gonna be some slow singing and flower bringing.
Yeah, it's about to be like Buddy in Cincinnati. Buddy
Damn
in
right.
Cincinnati. Yeah, not
What
the
he do in Cincinnati?
not the segue off too far, but I
Yeah,
remember
take that down, Papa.
when when you Rod, you was talking earlier when you messaged me to come on the pod. You were talking about uh homie in Chicago. You know,
Yeah,
at the corner store with his girl,
yeah,
and he just hopped out and pop, bro.
yeah.
Because he said something to his girl, man. What was your thoughts on that?
Man, another emotional brother. Man, these niggas be too emotional, so reactive. It was a brief interaction. If he did say anything to her, I don't even know. He was standing behind her in line. They got the
Yeah,
video, but it's like I don't really even see him like explicitly say nothing to the woman. But whatever happened, she kept it
D,
moving, kept walking. This emotional ass nigga jump out and really, man, it's sad, bro. I mean, he's standing over this man over something so small as words being said to. And I don't think it was some disrespectful. It wasn't too disrespectful. If it was in passing.
but guess what, the
So,
homie? You didn't threw your life away and you in penitentiary and another nigga finna be knocking her motherfucking back loose.
yep,
And you still don't win. Somebody else still win.
yep.
Like I don't
I
understand.
mean, we gotta really start diving into some of these too, because it's happening every week. Damn near it seems like. Um, these black folks throwing their lives away, like
D,
those people who helped the damn prisoners in New Orleans get out. They running
Mhm.
all y'all ass. So now instead, these motherfuckers gonna run your ass in jail. Like, what is y'all doing?
the young niggas don't care, bro. This new generation don't care. And it scares you, bro, to think that these are the future leaders of the world.
Mm.
They have no impulse control.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
They are a bunch of crash out dummies.
Crash outs has really become a term in in these couple of few years, and man, it is so fitting. Crash outs.
It really
It's
is.
And then these motherfuckers be sitting around here hollering about the homeboy this, the homeboy that. Listen, man. Well, in the era that we grew up in, a true friend ain't finna watch you crash out.
No.
I'm not finna be sitting here and call Boss Man Jay my friend and call Gnome my homeboy and then watch them go out here and do some stupid shit to throw their life away. Nigga,
Yep.
if we friends and I can't tell you the truth without you getting mad at me, then we ain't friends.
Yep.
well, that's true.
And they normalize backdooring each other. If they in the street, they'll be kicking it with somebody for years, and somebody saw, yeah, man, he got that, come through. I don't even tell him
But
nothing, and they'll let
but
you
that's
get
that
dropped.
the gentrification of these, what I'm saying, these neighborhoods, and they demolished all these housing projects. So now these people scattering out, and you got all these hybrid, you know, affiliations and no structure. So yeah, you get a lot of everything, man. It's
And and
it's a sad situation. We don't got OGs no more.
and another reason why the younger generation are the way they are is because think about it, it's our age group that are having these that kids are grown, they're grown now.
Yeah.
We can't we in an era where it's, we were too busy trying to be friends instead of parents.
Mm.
So now
Man,
you raising a child that you can't tell them
I
because they
saw
only
my
so
classmate the other day, Mayor. You right, bro. I saw my classmate the other day. Bruh, my classmates are grandparents already. We shouldn't be grandparents already.
the
We
kids
I
don't
know a
shouldn't.
few. I know a few. I
they
know
don't they
somebody
don't
I grew
respect
up.
you. Remember that old saying, you play with a child, they play with you back.
Mhm.
And this is the level that they put their kids on the same
Yep.
level as them. Instead of them trying to be parents and discipline them, they want to be friends. Bro,
Mhm.
my oldest is 20, about to be 26 years old. Well, I'm not
Dang.
gonna drink with you. I ain't gonna smoke no weed with you. I ain't about
Mhm.
to party with you. But
Mhm.
these other parents, this is what they do with their kids, and then here go their excuse. Well, I'd rather them do it at home with me than do it out there in the street with somebody else. So now that child don't see you as a parent, you're that equal
Mhm.
now. You're on the same level
Mhm.
as him. How can you tell me what to do when you was doing the same shit?
Mhm.
Y'all letting these
So,
kids see too much.
and these kids end up turning into these unstable adults like that man who just He was so mad. I mean, he jumped out the car with the gun in his hand. I don't know what Homer was saying because he pointing back at the car. He doing all this, and then man, the man got the gun. Go the other way.
Listen,
Whatever you gonna say, you're not gonna talk your way out of it, bro. Go the other way, man.
here's my thing, and I thank God that I'm that way. If I'm with my woman and a man says something to her, I feel like it's her job to correct her, not mine. It ain't my place to say anything. You know that you're in a relationship. You stop it right then and there. Then if he continue to be with the disrespect, then the man steps in. Listen, bro, she already told she ain't interested. She got a man. But that's the same thing with these females that reply to niggas in their inboxes and shit. What are you replying for? That to me, that's leaving the opening. If I hit you up in your inbox and you read it and say, "Oh, I got a man," in my mind, I don't know about the rest of these niggas, but in my mind, okay, shit, that means that's an opportunity. I'm waiting until she ain't got a man, and then I'm gonna slide right on up in there, and then a year later, I'm gonna hit you up again. Still with old boy? If you don't reply, there's nothing to assume. When you reply, that's an invitation.
But also, and just to take it another direction, America got to do something about this gun violence, man. Like all the cities with the most gun violence is the cities that are have like the most restrictive gun laws. It's crazy.
That's because the government are putting them guns in them cities for the law. Like how can you like New York? It's illegal to have a firearm in New York. So how the fuck are they getting it? And
Ain't
these
no
boys,
shortage of them. It don't
exactly.
seem like they got no shortage of guns in these states that the laws are restrictive of guns.
And these boys out here with switches. How do you get your hand on a switch?
Mm, they out here. But also, at one point, and I know army recruitment, military recruitment way down, but man, these little motherfuckers out here
They already at war.
walking around
So
walking
shit.
around at war every day.
So
And it's
what
like,
you know
man,
how
have you seen the average 23-year-old these days? These motherfuckers look old,
right.
damn near burnt.
Hey, and I know this gonna piss some people off, but I call them the modern day crackhead. The same motherfucker that he used to laugh at and talk about. You're no better than them. You're out here taking pills, drinking lean. It's crack. You just ain't smoking a rock.
So that what you think old boy had wrong with him? He was on some drugs or something, or was it just that
Yeah, well,
jealous? Or that
nah,
jealous? Was he?
you're not that jealous, bro. No, that's because you ain't lived long enough to be that in love with nobody, to where you're willing to throw your young life away for a woman that somebody else gonna be fucking the shit out of. And you gotta sit in your jail cell, little nigga, and you gotta think about it. Somebody else got that woman leg,
Bro,
holding behind her motherfucking ear, tearing them
bro,
grits
it's
up.
so much. It's so much to unpack with this, bruh. Hold up, because I saw a fucking uh, a video of a young lady pumping her gas, and then the dude come up try to talk to her. Her son ended up getting out the passenger side, come telling him, he can't talk to his mom, whatever, whatever. Keep going. Okay. Same thing with this man. Bro, you sent her to the window. You could have got your ass out the car. You in the passenger side. You could have got your ass out the car when it paid for the goddamn gas, when it pumped the goddamn gas, and when nobody had none of this idea one. But
But
you
they
acting like
ain't men no more.
fucking yeah, that's
They ain't men no more. These motherfuckers out here too busy worried about getting dirt underneath their nails. He ain't finna
if
get
you
out of
didn't
fucking
want nobody to say nothing to your woman, bro, you should have got out and pumped that gas.
shit. No, that work. These niggas are allergic to work now. Hell no. Getting out and doing anything physical, nigga, is you crazy? Fuck up my ass. That's my trigger finger. I gotta keep that bitch pretty. She break her nail on that motherfucking gas pump. Get nigga to say something to her. I take shit like that. If a motherfucker say something to my girl, I take that as a compliment.
Man, it's some these emotionally unstable ass niggas with these guns, man. It really like this
Scary,
shit is
bro.
wild.
Niggas ain't
This shit is
niggas.
wild. I have to remind myself in traffic, man. Everybody got guns, bro. Everybody got these motherfuckers. And who knows how who was feeling on that day. 'Cause did that man feel like he was gonna get up and stand over somebody that day? He stood over that man and pumped all everything he had on.
But that just goes to show you how unstable this younger generation is, bro. They don't care. These young niggas don't. I don't say shit to these young motherfuckers. If you ain't my child, I ain't saying shit to you. These motherfuckers shoot you. Tell them how they shoot. Shit. Hey, do what you do, man. You got shit to do with it. I don't care. Motherfucker, call them what you want to call them, boy. I'm not saying that to none of these young niggas because first off, man, I ain't got time to be trying to run. Shit, I'm too old for that shit. Back bad, knees bad. This motherfucker pull out a motherfucker switch and the first thing they are, well, I switch cheese this bitch up. Not while I'm around. Hey, you got it in your blood. Shit. What on Friday, when that man said, you want some, old man? Nope. That's exactly what I said. Nope. You got it. You got it, big dog. Shit. I tell my girl all the time, bro, when she be sitting out here cussing and yelling at people, blowing her horn, she, man, listen, leave the fucking folks alone. On their mind, you don't know what happened to that motherfucker before he left the house this morning. Shit. Well, leave that man alone. But these motherfuckers be quick to cuss a motherfucker out in the traffic, blow their horn, cut somebody out. And then the next thing you know, they run you off the road, shooting at your ass. I don't know what you do it for. Shouldn't have said shit.
Hey, America, it's a real thing, man. It is a real thing for real. So that's what I try to keep in mind too, always.
Hey,
But man, just try not to throw your life away out there, my people. Because there's a lot of people throwing their life away in the blink of an eye. You know.
hey, I keep that motherfucker close.
You damn near have to. But I guess we'll leave it there. We're gonna have to come back to some of these topics here in the next coming up week though. But anything y'all want to say for the viewers, like, share, and subscribe to TGC Podcast.
Choose life, but dummies.
No, man.
Let me stop for one of y'all niggas see this shit and get on my ass. I'm telling y'all little
Already.
young niggas, I'm not fighting, I'm running. Running and shooting.
Already. And we out.